Hey, how is it going again, Guardians? LVnative here with another Destiny video for you. Well, it is Tuesday, April 25th, time for another Destiny Weekly Reset. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and take a real quick look at
the feature comment of the day.
And today's comment comes to us from Bulldog Gaming, and he says, I should be feature comment of the day because I like food. Well, hey, that makes two of us, man, so thank you very much for that. And remember, guys, if you want to be the feature comment of the day, all you gotta do, smack that like button, drop a comment in the section below, and I just might pick yours to be the very next feature comment of the day. Starting things off with the weekly featured raid, it is Crota's End with, of course, the Death Singer Challenge and the Crota Challenge active. Make sure you're doing these to get the Age of Triumph ornament so you can deck out all that hot new raid gear you've been collecting. Up next for the Challenge of the Elders, we have got modifiers of Airborne, Fresh Troops, and Grenade Kill bonus. You can do this up to 3 times a week to get legendary marks, 10 of them each time. For the weekly Nightfall Strike, this time around, guys, we have got the Fallen Saber Strike with modifiers of Solar Burn, Ironclad, Airborne, Exposure, and Daybreak is back, guys. If you're not familiar with what Daybreak is, basically think of Mayhem from PvP, but while we're doing our strikes. So your grenades, your abilities, and your supers all charge very fast, and it is a whole lot of fun. Can you say, look at this, guys, Solar Burn, Airborne, and Daybreak. Oh, Celestial Nighthawk jumping in the air shooting things is going to be epic, so that's going to be really fun this week. For your Sea of a Crisis Heroic Strike playlist, we have modifiers of Heroic, Arc Burn, Specialist, and Juggler. Make sure that you guys do this at least one time to get a Treasure of the Ages for yourself, not to mention some legendary marks as well. The weekly story playlist this time around has modifiers of Heroic, Ironclad, and Airborne. Man, a whole lot of Airborne this time around. And of course, we are going to be in the Iron Lord's mission playlists. And the chaos is back, ladies and gentlemen. We have Mayhem Rumble for the weekly PvP event. Make sure you do this at least one time, not only because it's a whole heck of a lot of fun, but to get a Treasure of the Ages and some legendary marks for you as well. And over at the Iron Temple, people, make sure you go and speak to Shiro and pick up his bounties each and every week. Not only are they a great source for Vanguard reputation and experience, but these are the bounties you need to complete in order to get the Thorn quest to drop for you. So if you have still not gotten your Thorn, make sure that you are doing these with all your characters each and every week to get a best chance possible for that to drop. Of course, now we're going to go take a look at Tyra Karn and to see what artifacts she has this week for us. And looks like we have got the Memory of Fell Winter with, of course, the Discipline and Strength roll. This is where you lose your super, but you gain 1 extra grenade and melee charge and a small boost to all your stats. Orbs grant melee grenade energy as well. So this is really fun with a couple of builds in particular. Night Stalker is doing wombo combos for days. So you guys are pretty familiar with these right now. If you need the Memory of Fell Winter, go ahead and pick this one up. The Memory of Scory next with a straight intellect roll. If you don't know what this is and you haven't been playing Crucible for the past 2 months, when your super is full, kills cause nearby ally supers to recharge faster. Now this took a pretty big nerf recently, but it's not going to affect anything in PvE, mainly only the PvP people who like to sit back on the trials maps and just charge up everybody's supers and abuse it, and it was real campy and horrible, and it was a very good change. Moving on. We have got the Memory of Perun with an Intellect and Discipline roll. Enemy Guardians with full supers and all enemies with low health are highlighted. So if you guys are missing for whatever reason one of these 3, make sure you pick them up. Otherwise, there's nothing that special about them. They're not like super stat rolls or anything. So only get it if you need to complete the collection. Heading on over to the tower, guys, make sure you go and speak to Lord Shaxx and pick up his 2 weekly PvP events for you. First one is going to be in the Supremacy match type, and the next one is going to be in the Control match type. So make sure you pick these up as you will get Nightfall tier rewards for them. And just across the way, the Crucible Quartermaster. I see a lot of people forgetting to do these, guys. Pick up and do these bounties if you guys like doing PvP, because you can get some really nice weapons from these. We're talking old Trials stuff as well, guys. Very, very good. So make sure you stop by and say hi to our friendly robot here and get your hands on all these bounties each and every week. And for those Guardians still trying to get their hands on the Icebreaker, make sure that you still keep picking up these Sunrise bounties each and every week, as this is the only way that you can get it to drop, and it's worth it, guys. It is really good in PvP right now, so make sure you do this if you're still trying to get your hands on that Icebreaker. But while you're here, do the other two as well, because you get really good experience and Vanguard rep for your troubles. Alright guys, and as far as the weapon rolls this time around for the weekly reset, we're going to start with the Crucible Quartermaster. I'm going to let you know right now, I've already looked through each and everything here. There's nothing that great. The Party Favor has an interesting roll. This one I did make note of. We've got the Head Seeker with Braced Frame. So anytime you get Head Seeker on this type of a pulse rifle, it's always pretty good. And with the Braced Frame, it's going to be pretty stable as well. Add on top of that Life Support or Eye of the Storm. I would probably go with the Life Support. And you got yourself a pretty decent pulse rifle here. Yeah, we got the Hero Formula up next. I'm just going to scroll through the rest of these. The Palindrome, unfortunately, did not get that great of a roll. Reactive Reload, along with the Reinforced Barrel and Spray and Play. Yeah, so not really great on the Palindrome. There's been definite better rolls for that, for sure. New Day, the Curtain Call. I'm just going to scroll through these guys so you can take a look at them, but there isn't anything really jumping out this week, at least not from the Crucible Quartermaster. So if the Crucible Quartermaster didn't help us out that much, maybe the Vanguard Quartermaster will be a little more generous. And again, I am going to scroll through these guys because there's nothing really great that jumped out. Now the Parthian Shot, anytime that you can see the Parthian Shot with Head Seeker, it should make you at least check it out. What we would really like would be some stability with here. It's going to give us small bore, but nothing else that really is going to affect our stability. So close, we're partially getting what we want here, but not a super fantastic roll. That being said, you could do a lot worse in picking up Parthian Shot that has Head Seekers, so there you go. Angel's Advocate, this has had some really decent rolls for the past few weeks. This time though, not quite that strong in my opinion. So, show you what they got here. Of course, the Rodeo Ticketing. We got High Caliber. Other than that, there's nothing really crazy to write home about with this one. So, again, I would just pass it up. But that's kind of how I feel for most of these weapons. The rest of them, I'm just going to scroll through just so you can take a look at it. But trust me, there isn't anything that's that, earth-shattering that you have to pick up. Alright, starting Future War Cult off with the faction weapon rolls. Hopefully, they can redeem what the Quartermasters have brought unto us. The Whale, Hand Cannon. This can always be a good one because of its rate of fire and impact class. Reactive Reload, not bad. Perfect Balance, no, we need the range and... yeah. Explosive Rounds is kind of cool. Quick Draw. We really need something for the range stat to get super excited about this one, but not quite this week. What else do you have for us? The Waltz again can be a good pulse rifle. That is not the roll we were looking for though. Waiting can be good. Waiting Fusion, actually, let's see here. Rangefinder, got something for the stability? We do not. Because of the base impact of the Waiting, if you can ever find a really good stability increase, it's fantastic, but we don't quite have it this week. And then we got the Wounded Scout Rifle, nothing great here. The Wormwood, I will always show you this because anytime you have Wormwood with high caliber, it's never bad. So, and Hot Swap. So this is actually a even fitted stock to give a little extra stability, guys. This is actually a pretty decent rolled Wormwood. If for whatever reason you don't have a Wormwood in your collection right now, definitely go ahead and pick it up. And closing it out with the Warpath, we have Early Detonation, got Grenades and Horseshoes, Heavy Payload, Battle Sword, Magwell. No. We need something to increase. We need Javelin for one. Javelin and Tripod is what we want to go with those Grenade and Horseshoes. So, yeah, Warpath, nothing super great this time. Dead Orbit, I know you won't let me down. You know I always talk good about you. How you been? Extremophile, was that Persistence? It is, okay. Extremophile with Persistence and a stability increase with Perfect Balance. Nice. Oh man, if this was like high caliber rounds, this would be pretty damn fun to use. Okay, so the Extremophile, not too bad of a roll, guys. See the Keystone, Outlaw, and, okay, Crowd Control, Explosive Rounds, and Outlaw. that's actually a pretty fun roll. So not too bad of a scout rifle here, guys. Anytime you can get the scout rifles that have something similar to the Fatebringer perk set, it's always fun to use. For the worlds to come, yeah, just keep moving. Last ditch, keep an eye out, like I've said before, each week, because this one is very similar stats with the Matador, and if it's got a god roll, it can be very competitive with it, as it has the exact same impact and max range available to it. We got rangefinder, we got small bore, not what we're looking for there. Of course, we're looking for like a rifled barrel to get that range stat up. Extended mag and hipfire, so not the god roll last ditch this time, maybe next week. And we have our Bitter Edge sniper rifle. Again, it's the low impact snipers I'm not a fan of. And the Unto Dust. Well, I saw Unto Dust with grenades and horseshoes and javelin. The only problem is this just has such a small blast radius to begin with. If this would have had, you know, tripod with everything, it would have been the perfect roll on a bad rocket launcher. And last up for the factions, of course, we've got Executor Hideo with the new Monarchy hiding over by himself in this corner. And let's see what you got for us. The Assembly 2 auto rifle, of course, this is our bullet hose. The big problem I have with this one is its base stat of the stability. With your bullet hoses, you want to get this as high as possible, but because of how low this one starts, it's really difficult to be a god roll. But we do have some hidden hand and perfect balance to help out a little bit. You really need, like, you know, hand laid stock or something similar to get that stability up there. Armor piercing rounds, yeah, so not a great roll on this one, just because it needs such a, you know, specific perk set to really even be usable. Otherwise, this thing bucks around like a bull and it's really hard to control the recoil. The Free Will 3 hand cannon, always interested on this loadout. Yeah, the impact's a little lower, but this can be a pretty fun one when it has the right set. So let's see, rangefinder, outlaw and hand cannons. We already know we like that. Armor piercing, perfect. We need the range stat increase. Nothing to help us out this time. So yeah, the Free Will 3, definitely a pass. But maybe the Impeacher sidearm. Now this is that absolute super max fire rate sidearms, which can be fun to use. They're not the absolute meta, but they're still really good. And anything to improve range is very welcome. Rangefinder, hand loaded, thank you. Armor piercing, yeah, okay. Not the armor piercing we were looking for, but halfway decent, but there are better sidearms out there. So for me, I would pass as well. The Bad Counsel 4 shotgun. See here, rangefinder. Oh, perfect balance. No, again, we need the range, guys. Nope, pass up on the shotgun as well. Way too low of range to be of much use to you. Disposition 7 sniper rifle. This one can be really good if it's got the right rolls. Let's see here, unflinching. Triple tap is really nice with it, but nothing else. We at least have short gaze, so it's got that going for it. Other than that, nah, nothing really exciting on that sniper. And the First Citizen 9 machine gun. Let's see, persistence and perfect balance. Ooh, but we got crowd control as well. Alright. Armor piercing, not the high caliber, unfortunately. Yeah, it'd be a pass for me. Not the best perks for the First Citizen. Alright, so that's going to wrap it up this time, Guardians. I hope you found this helpful or useful. If you did, make sure you smack that like button, drop a comment section below, and most importantly, share with your friends. It's something that doesn't take too long to do, but it helps this channel out and gives us much exposure as we can, and I greatly appreciate that, guys, every time I see a share going up. In the comment section below, I would like to know, what do you guys think of the weapon rolls this week? I wasn't super impressed, honestly, as a whole. There were a couple that were halfway decent, but I really wasn't that impressed with anything, but maybe I was overlooking something. So in case I missed it and you guys found one you really like, I would really like to know, alright? But that's gonna do it, guys. As always, this is LVnative. You guys are awesome, and I will see you in the next one.